others. He has presented his research papers at several scientific conferences. He envisions a Ghana where students develop a total study attitude to enhance their knowledge in various topical areas. This morning, Accra Alfred Aduyobo is speaking to you on the topic, Develop an Intentional Study Attitude. He will speak to you for 30 minutes. There will be 15 minutes question time, and then you will fill my evaluation forms for me. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's welcome Alfred Aduyobo. Please, a round of applause for him.
Good morning. Good morning. You know, I know there's a lot of tension here. You know, that's how it is. Schools are competing today, and nobody knows who is going home, right? Because some people have already gone home. But before I start, like last year, I want us to give a round of applause to Primetime Ghana Limited. A round of applause to Primetime Ghana Limited. You know, this quiz began 25 years ago. I competed in 2006 for Achimota School. You know, it was during my year that Dr. Kaufman began this competition. And she has held the fort for close to 12 years. A round of applause to Dr. Kaufman, too. Hey, you have to let her see you clapping. Oh. Nice. Last year, I was privileged enough to be here to speak to you guys on learning. And I said learn, the L stands for leverage every available resource now. Today, I'll be speaking on develop an intentional, steady attitude. Now, before I begin, I would like to let you know one thing about the competition. There is no school who is specialized in riddles. There is no school specialized in the true or false. There is absolutely no school. There is no school that can say that riddles is my stronghold. No. There is no school like that. You can talk about every other school, but this year, we can see that even the first-timers are doing very well. Isn't it? Yeah. Now, don't brand yourselves as first-timers also. Because whether if you are a first-timer or not, every contestant sitting here is a what? It's a first-timer, right? The schools may not be, but the contestants are all first-timers. So when you sit here and Dr. Kaufman is here, know that you are able. When the true and false questions come and you can answer, won't you answer the questions? Yeah, so you need to be able to study more effectively, and that is why I chose the topic, develop an intentional study attitude. Now, most of us love movies, right? You know, Avengers. What was the latest movie that was shown? That was a lot of noise. What? What? Black Panther, very good. You see, before the movie came out, lots of people watched trailers, right? You read spoilers, so many things. You went back to check the names of the actors to read about them and all. You paid close attention. Ask yourselves, if I asked you to narrate the 2-hour movie of Black Panther, most of you would be able to do that. Isn't it? Or even a Lil Wayne movie. Or let's say a Denzel Washington movie. Or any other movie for that matter. But why is it that we are not able to remember the things that we study in our books? If we are able to study more effectively and more intentionally, the true and false questions will be easy. It would be that anytime Dr. Kaufman reads a riddle, all 3 schools will press the bell at the same time. Because it is about knowledge. It's clues she gives you. So when she gives you the clues and you get the idea, you press the bell. You can be a big school, or you might be a relatively unknown school. But the moment that knowledge gets into your head, you just press the bell and then you say the answer. So anytime you are quizzing here and you are quizzing against any other school, regardless of how many times they have won the quiz, those students here have never won the quiz. Do you get me? Regardless of the number of times a competing school has won the quiz, the students themselves here have never won the quiz. They have no experience. So do not fear any school. I mean, there are schools who will be competing today. Do not fear any school. Know that they are your mates. And don't think that, oh, you were in primary school with this guy. He was very good. I was in primary school with some guys. They were also very good. But they never had the opportunity to compete in the National Science and Math quiz. And when you come here, be together as a team. Don't see an old friend of yours from another school and rush to go and say hello and hi and all that. You are in a different family now. Because when you do that, they are going to tell you how strong their team is. Hey, that guy in my school, he knows the whole Abbott. He knows the whole Aquila. Who knows the whole Aquila? Who knows the whole Aquila? So, back to what I'm actually here to speak about, study. Now, most of us have friends, maybe boyfriends, girlfriends. It's not a good thing, though, now. You know, I got married on Saturday, right? So give me a round of applause, too. You know, most of us, when we are pursuing such interests, let's say there's a guy you like or there's a boy you like, you see how serious you take it. When you take it very seriously, you go asking your friends, that school, maybe you are here, you spotted some girl. So you are even praying that your school lose so that you go and see her outside. Don't do that, right? Note that you take some of these things very seriously. You take movies very seriously. And that is why you are able to say a movie which is 2 hours long. But with your books, you are not serious about it. So study more deliberately and more intentionally. You need to be serious. Be serious about it. When you pick a book to read, are you serious about what you want to do? You are not just reading the book like a storybook or like a lullaby to a baby who wants to sleep. You should be very serious. Don't just pick the book because it's prep time. They say, oh, 7 to 9 is prep. So we just pick our book and say, okay, they say it's prep, so I have to read. No. You should be intentional about the reading. So one, you should be very serious. Okay? We need to be very serious. Don't pick the book because it's time for prep. Be serious about it. Be serious like, okay, you've decided on a particular girl from this school who is so pretty, and most of you admire the ladies who do very well here, right? You look at her with some eye like, oh, God, if I only had this girl, even if I don't go to heaven, it's fine. No. Right? You don't have to say that. The way you take something seriously, take your books very seriously. And when you do that, you will see that the quiz will be so enjoyable. Dr. Kaufman hates it when we miss questions. She hates it. I don't think she loves that. I mean, I'm sure she would love that she's asking the questions, everybody answers, and then the quiz goes on and on and on and on and on. Right? So please, let's be serious, number one. That's for S. T, let's be thorough. Thorough, right? Be thorough means thorough, right? Yeah. Let's be thorough. You see, when you meet a guy, a fine guy here, a fine girl here, that you like the Black Panther movie, you went to check out the names of the people. Some of you now, I don't know if this is the Wakanda thing, right? Now you see people and you do this. Instead of you to say, let's say, molecule. Yeah, molecule. You say Wakanda, right? Engage yourself the same way you are thorough with these things. You like a girl, you go and ask her friends, her classmates, you go and look for her house. and say that, oh, you came to surprise her. Some of you are going to visit a friend of yours that you like. Before, you know the house is at University of Ghana Business School. You know the taxi can take you to University of Ghana Business School, which is her house. But you drop off at Volta Hall and walk. Because when you are walking, you are rehearsing your line. Hello, baby. How are you doing? You are talking to no one. You are being very thorough because you've gone to ask people about who the girl is, what she likes, if she likes a brown envelope with her letters, or a white envelope, or she likes an email. You are thorough. So anytime you are reading your books, don't stick to one book. Be thorough. Look out for other options. Go onto the internet. Now you have phones. At time, we didn't have phones like that. I remember when I went to the university first year, my phone was this phone which has an antenna here. I mean, that's not too long ago a time though, but that was the phone I had. When the call comes, I have to pull it and then, you know, but we went through. So be thorough. When you are reading a topic, let's say hybridization, don't pick one book, else you may never get it. If you just go and ask one friend about a particular lady, you might not get to know all about the lady or a particular guy. So be thorough. Go the extra mile to look out for other options, how you can understand it much better. The U is for make sure you understand what you are learning or you are studying. Understand it. Most of you just read. You pick the book and then they're like, read your books. Your dad will tell you, your mom will tell you, read your books before I come. So you're like, anatomy is, Mom, I'm done. You can't be done unless your name is done, right? But you have to understand what you are doing. No matter what, whatever book you pick to read, make sure you don't leave the book without understanding what you read. Now, understanding will come only when you began with a serious attitude and when you were thorough with whatever you said you were about to learn. So you need to be serious and thorough, then you can be able to understand whatever you are reading. Do we get it? You need to be very serious. So don't pick a book because, oh, the quiz is tomorrow, and so I have to read. No. Whatever you are reading may not come. Okay? But you have to be serious at all times. I always tell my friends in Achimota that, look, as a student in the school, if you are not scrubbing, or you are sweeping, or you are in the lavatory, or in the bathroom, or sleeping, you have to be learning. Nothing else. When you are done with school, like right now, after the quiz, if you win, and you go home, you have all the time to do whatever you wanted to do. Watch all the movies, listen to all the news you want. But right now, make it a point. Look, yesterday, the World Cup, Mexico beat Germany. Right? But I'm sure that everybody predicted that, oh, Germany will score them like at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? But Mexico beat them by just one goal. 1-0, and that was it. So anything is possible. If you are serious, if you are thorough, maybe the Mexicans did their homework very, very well. They went to look at all the videotapes of the German team. They looked at their tactics and all. So they were very serious, and they were thorough, and they understood how the Germans play. D, you have to be determined. Determination is very important. Look, you can be serious and thorough and understand, but I might go and tell the lady and she might say no. Or she might say, oh, give me some time to think about it. But you don't have to give up. You have to be determined. You might be reading a book, your favorite subject, chemistry, biology, elective math, physics. You might be serious, you want to learn it, you might be thorough, you might pick 5, 6, 7 books, look through everything, but you might not understand it at that moment. You don't have to give up. You have to be determined that you have to understand this thing. But the determination would be efficient only if you were serious, thorough, and understood what you were doing. So do not give up when you are reading. Same applies when you are here. Look, you might begin the quiz, and at the end of round 1, school A, 5, school B, 6, school C, 500. Right? You can catch up. Can you catch up with 500? I don't know. But anything is possible. Do not give up. Look, the speed race is an amazing invention by the primetime people. Look, back then in our year, round 1, normal questions. Round 2, applications. Round 3, problem of the day. Round 4, calculations. And now when they ask you, 1, 1, 1, 1. So if this person knows and answers it, and you know and you answer, so if the gap is 5 to start with, it might stay the same. If it's 2 very bright students, not schools, students. But this time around, it's not like that. You can get all the speed race questions. So you can start on the low and still catch up. You can have 5 in round 1. If you are really serious, thorough, understand the dynamics of the quiz, and determined, you can catch up. You can get everything. And Dr. Kaufman will never say that, hey, it's okay. Let them also answer some. She would never say that. She'll be glad. She'll keep on answering. At least you would even save her some breath, so she wouldn't have to read all the questions. Right? So she'll say, calculate x squared plus p 5. Okay, she'll clap for you. If it's 5 there, she'll give it to you. And she continues. Right? So let's be serious, thorough, understand what we are doing, and be determined. Finally, why? It lies on you. Look, your teachers can prepare you however. Look, you can have an Einstein with you in the dormitories. You can have a Newton rise up from the dead to the dormitories. You can have Dr. Kaufman herself come and teach you. But it lies on you. When you sit here, it's you. Your teachers, nobody can help you. Maybe you might want to substitute and all that, but it lies with you. You and you alone. When they ask you the question and you are scared that if you answer it and it's wrong, people will laugh at you, you will lose the quiz. And you go back and say that, hey, Charlie, this thing, I knew it, eh? You knew it. You didn't knew it. Right? You didn't knew it. If you knew it, you would have said it. Please. Your teachers have put in so much. And we want good competition. We want an enjoyable one. We've had a lot of excitement in the prelims. I monitored from afar and all. We've had an excellent this is when the quiz begins. 1/8. Please, don't think you are a small school or a relatively unknown or unexperienced school. You are able to win the cup. Look, last year we had Prempeh, Aquinas at this school. Look, now with the coverage and everything going on here, when you win, you might not know. It might take you to the next level. Even for some of us at our time, there was, I won't say so much sponsorship. It was a little bit on the low. But that feeling alone you get, not even sitting here, but being a part of everybody here, it's a good feeling. And somebody sees you on TV, and you go to the university, they have a problem in class, and they come and ask you, oh, please, can you help me? I saw you in TV. You are the people who did the science and math quiz. It means you have to be serious with your books. Else, the way they have trust in you, when they ask you and you tell them that, this thing is very easy, but you let me go and come. I'll come and teach you. But you don't know the thing. Please, the quiz is an opportunity for you to shine, to make history for your schools. Most of you, your schools have never won the quiz. Most of you, your schools have never been to the quarterfinals or even crossed the 1/8 or even dreamt of finals. this could be your year. Anything is possible. Whether you are at school in the Volta region, Western, Northern, Greater Accra, you are able to win if you are serious, thorough, understand, determined. And when you sit here and you answer the questions just like Dr. Kaufman wants it, you are able to win. And when you win, you are going to look. Last year's finals was amazing. Look, the crowd, it was amazing, eh? So amazing. Just imagine sitting in the, look, small. When you get to the finals, eh, no matter how you win, you win. Whatever your teachers will do for you to win, they would. So please, take one quiz at a time. When you sit here, it's about this quiz and not quarterfinals. It's about this quiz. You might be here. Some of you want me to talk because you are next. I'll finish right now. Right? Because some of you are all hearts beating and all. Remember, this seat here is just like that seat there, except that it's a little, it's designed a little bit, and there'll be lights on you and all. But remember that you are able. Don't think of yourselves coming from a small school. Know that you, the individual, you are more than able to face and match up with anybody here. And when you stick to these, I'm sure victory will be ours. And Ghana would have lots of bright minds to help steer the affairs of the country in the area of science and technology. Thank you very much. My name is Alfred Adiobo. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alfred. I think his marriage on Saturday influenced the way the mentoring session went. And I know that you students enjoy that kind of examples. And so, as a way of recap, for me, these are my takeaways. He talked about being serious, being intentional or deliberate about your studies, being thorough, and make sure that you understand. And finally, be determined. But one of the things that he said that I really love is that the quiz is your opportunity to shine. Please, another round of applause for Mr. Alfred Adiobo. Now you have the opportunity to ask him any question.
Anything at all.
Any question that you want
to
ask.
But don't ask me about Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. You can't. So, anybody
ask
with a question?
Anything. Oh, those of you who got the Saturday and Sunday I meant, you can laugh. Those of you who didn't get it, it might come as a riddle. So, questions?
Contestants, you may want to ask him how it felt like sitting there in 2006.
Well, my time, the seats and the areas weren't so designed like this. It was wood. Yeah, Dr. Kaufman even sat on wood. Yeah, it was wooden. But we enjoyed ourselves. And we just wanted to win and move on to the next one, and move on to the next one, and the next one.
So I think I heard somebody ask your position in the year you contested.
Oh, my position, we were kicked out in, I think, the second round. Oh, don't worry at all. Let me tell you something. Look, I'm from Achimota School. I think we are the best in the country. Right? No, let me tell you something. Look, let me tell you something. My time, right, in the year before, Achimota School, represented by myself and Juan Carlos Echampon, won the maiden edition of the National Cocoa Day Quiz. It was for high school students. We beat Presec and, yeah, Cocoa Day, yeah. But the point is, one thing you should guard against is complacency. Look, we beat Ghana National in the first round by a gap of about 35. Yeah. Look, we didn't fear any school because I knew I had 2 able people and we were 3 that year. It was 3-3, right? Now, our next quiz was against Aquinas. And Aquinas' first quiz, they won against, I think, GSTS by, 56, 57. I think 1 or 2 points difference. We thought that, Aquinas. We were at Chimoto school, But we ended up sitting on the seat there, and they matched us boot for boot. Aquinas ended the quiz with 97 points. Wow. And we had 89, and we lost. So please, there is nothing like complacent. That's why you don't have to write on the name of your school to sit here. We've seen that already in the prelims. Yeah. So please. Oh, what?
Sunrise.
Oh, yeah, I actually saw the sunrise. Please, no complacency at all. When you do that, you lose. Don't look at the school, whether it's sunrise, moon sleep, every school, treat them, look at the students. Some of these, the students, some of them, they have gone to study. Real hard study. Real deliberate studying. They don't look at their school and where the school is located. They want to make a name for themselves and their families. In 2004, I watched Yakubu. Most of you have heard about him. Amazing guy. Single-handedly, Presec beat him anyway. 95-94.
Wow, that was
Look, anything is possible. It doesn't matter which school you come from. It's about you.
So we'll take questions. If you have any question, I think I saw a hand up at the back.
Anyone? The contestants want you to ask questions, okay? I can see somebody's leg doing like that. Like, there's a lot of tension here. Anyone with a question?
Yes, we have one here. Please come up.
Oh, she should sit here?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Please, I would like to ask how you were able to tackle all the problems that came your way, like, let's say, family problems or anything, friends, anything. How are you able to tackle such problems? Thank you very much.
All right. Now, all those are motivation, right? If you know your mother is in the hospital or your dad has lost his job, when I competed in the quiz that year, my dad had lost his job a year before. No, not even the year before. The year I won the maiden edition of the National Cocoa Day quiz, my dad had lost his job 4 days before. So when I went into the competition, I went in with that motivation that I wanted to put a smile on his face. Look, most of us here might have issues at home, issues at school. Maybe you and you alone know how your school transported you here. Maybe some of you walked. Some of you went by a junction, they stopped the trotro, put your bags in, you drove here. Some of you had air-conditioned buses. Doesn't matter. Remember that what matters is that you are here, and Dr. Kaufman is ready for you. If you answer her questions right and you win, you have no idea. Look, when you win, Joy News can interview you. It might just come out of your mouth, and you might not know where help is going to come from. Regardless of the situation you find yourselves in, whether at home, at school, remember that you can use this platform to put a smile on whoever is at home, at school, facing that problem. Your mother could be listening, could be watching, could be hearing, whatever you, the daughter or the son did, and she might just get up from her hospital bed. Or you might be hungry now, you may have not eaten, but you might be full. I don't think that's possible. Because you still want the food, right? But remember that whatever problems you have, you are able to surmount. Because this thing, if you win, it brings you a lot of joy. Look, win today and even lose in the next round. You will have some joy, I'm telling you. Because from today till the next week that you might quiz again, look, you will be so excited. Especially if people wrote you off. So please, you can surmount all these challenges by encouraging yourselves together. You guys are competing now, right? Look, you guys are all guys. So you shouldn't be scared of anybody here. Look to the quiz mistress and smile with Dr. Kaufman. She loves people who smile. Don't think that when you say an answer and she says that, I'll give you 1 out of 3. And you are like that. When you do like that, you look like that emoji. That emoji that had done like that. You know, she wants you to smile. And then she can also smile with you. Look, when she gives you 1 out of 3, it's not because she didn't go to your school. Oh. She's being fair. At times, you might answer a question, you didn't know that you might even get 1. She might end up giving you 2. It means that at that time, you should tell her that, oh, madam, this question I know is not correct, so you just keep your 2. No. She's fair to all schools. Okay? So let's surmount these challenges by encouraging ourselves. Because when you jump, when you scream, when your school wins or answers a question, it's all joy. Okay? It's all joy. So look, take this as motivation, excel, and I'm sure everyone close and far from you will be very excited.
Any other questions?
Any more questions?
Or let me ask my question. But before I ask my question, you have been given some evaluation forms to fill for us. Kindly complete it all. And when you are done, just raise your hands. The production assistants will come around and pick it up. So Alfred, you have been, according to your bio, you have been credited with new theories in hydrocarbon chemistry, in structural isomers of alkanes and alkenes.
Yeah.
You know how we study all of this in school, and sometimes it's like there's no connection to it in the world of work. What will you tell our students, our contestants, and our participants here this morning?
You know, when I completed a quiz in 2006, I told myself I was going to go back to Achimota School and help the students there. And I've been doing this for the last 12 years. For the last 12 years, every single year, I go to the school and help mentor the kids together with the teachers and bring them to the competition. Now, when you want to be very serious with what you do, ideas come to you, right? Like she said, I've been credited with some new theories in science. So I came up with a new way of deriving structural isomers from alkanes and alkenes. So it makes it so easy. You know, if I give you, let's say, nonane, to give me all the structural isomers, most of you will start drawing, right? And start taking out methyl groups and hydrogen atoms and replacing them and looking at the name and writing them down. But there's a way to do it very simply and easily. So I sat down because I wanted my students to benefit. So I sat down to do that, and for the alkenes too. And also, I also derived a way to compute the negative log from memory. Yeah, so let's say you have your Ka, and you want to find the pKa, so it's negative log of the Ka, right? So negative log of 2.5 times 10 to the power minus 11. You can say that like that without dialing on your calculator. It comes because you are serious and you are thorough and you want to do something. You are determined. So it all comes to you. Look, own explanations, own ways of doing things. Don't look at the book all the time and how they solved it. And look, at times I read books, some books, and I don't get it because the person who wrote the book jumped steps. So I don't get it. Like one topic that most people find confusing is projectile motion. Some people. Because most of the books that we read here in Ghana, they just, then they write the formula down and then they put a thing inside and then, no. Look, when you live here and you are working, it helps a great deal. You might meet some of these things Dr. Kaufman is asking you here in the university, first year especially. And so if you take them seriously here, you would go to a university in Tech, Legon, and start with a good, GPA? In Tech, we call it average, CWA. If you start KNUST with a big average, you might end up with a first class and all that, okay? So please, it has lifelong applications, whatever you study here. So help yourselves to acquire the knowledge that you need. Most of these things come when she's reading the questions. Most of you are here to just clap and shout and all that. But listen, it's not only for the contestants, it's for you too. Because I'm sure you want to go to a university to read some amazing courses. And they will come and help you out if you pay attention to her.
Any question? We're still taking questions at this stage. So you mentioned understanding. And from everything you have said now, you are able to do some of these things, find these new ways of deriving alkanes, the structural isomers of alkanes and alkenes, because you probably understand. And you mentioned that, for example, when they say, what's an atom? And you are defining it, you need to get to that place where you understand exactly what you are reading. Are there any pointers that you can suggest to our contestants? So it is not just a theory written in a book, but I can link this to that and to that and to that.
Now, what I usually tell people is that use everyday examples. Everyday examples. When you are reading a thing, relate it to something. Okay? How many of us here know partial fractions? Show by hands. If you don't know, she'll ask the question today. So, how many of you know partial fractions? Now, you know what we call the type 2, right? The type 2 where you have, let's say, a 3x squared plus 5x plus 1 over one bracket, let's say 3x squared plus 2. So the denominator has a quadratic and a linear function, right? So you equate it to, let's say, ax plus b over x squared plus 2 plus c over, let's say, x minus 3. Now, how would you derive the equations? You cross multiply, right? Isn't it? And you group like terms, right? And you compare it with the one at the top, right? But you don't have to do that. Look, I taught my people in Achimota something. Now, you can use a story like this. Every single girl likes rich guys. It's not true, right? It's not true. But it's true, eh? Yes. Oh, okay, then every single girl likes rich guys. That's what you said. They say it's true. Now, look at it this way. If you have ax plus b over x squared plus 3 plus c over x minus 2, look at the variables ax, b, and then c. Every single girl likes rich guys. So the single girl in these variables, single girl means she's alone, right? So let's say the single girl will be the c, because the c is all by itself. The b is with the ax. Now, which of them do you think is the rich guy? The ax or the b? Ax, right? Because it has an x, right? So it has that. So you see that when you are looking at the type 2, the first equation will be between C and A. So if the equation was A over x minus 2 plus bx plus c over x squared plus something, the first equation will be between A and what? B, right? Because the A would be the single girl and the B would be the guy with the money. Now, when this beautiful single girl goes to meet this rich guy, they'll be together because the girl is pretty, the guy with the money too likes the rich, the single girl. So now you see that the two variables in the second equation will be A and B, because that is where the AX is and then the B, they are together. So the first one will be between the C and then the A. Now they are together, so A and B. Now, when a single girl likes a guy because the guy is rich, what will happen? What will happen? Nothing will happen. The money will finish, and they all become broke, right? Now, which of these two variables are broke? AX plus B and C. Which of these two variables are broke? B and C, right? So the first one will be between C and A, second A and B, third one B and C. So anything you study, own the explanations. That's how you understand it better. Okay? So that anytime a question is asked you, you don't have to remember. Just picture it. Look, true or false questions. They can ask you, Dr. Koban will read so much, and you might be like, you want her to repeat it again. She wouldn't. Would you, madam? No way. You know, you have to be attentive. Now, she might be reading so many things, but be picturing what she's saying. You just need probably one thing inside that whole thing, and the answer would come. So don't be guessing unnecessarily, right? And remember that when it's your major question, attempt it, whether if it's correct or it's wrong, because no points will be deducted from you. Do not let a major question go unanswered. If it's a bonus, then you can be a little bit, all right, let me take my time and all. But if it's a major question, please answer it. So own explanations to yourselves. Then that will make the understanding much more easier.
Thank you very much, Alfred Adiubu. Another round of applause for him, please. Like I said at the beginning, our mentorship sessions are brought to us by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana Limited. We'd like to thank you once again for coming and sharing your knowledge with our students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all, and I wish you guys all the best. Thank you.
So, I hope you have filled my questionnaires for me. We'd like to know your impressions about this mentorship sessions. We'd like to know whether they are important, whether they are relevant to you, and so forth and so on. So kindly go through it, fill the questionnaires for us. Want to find out whether yours truly, I did well, whether we were able to manage the time well, how the interaction was, and how relevant the message was to you this morning. By way of announcement, at Nsmq School, you're supposed to go to the secretariat right away. If there is a teacher here, you're supposed to go to the secretariat right away and do something there. It's very important. I'm told if you don't go on time, there will be some penalties for you, so kindly go on time. Please, if you are done with your questionnaire, kindly raise it up so that the PAs can come and pick them up.
Thank you very much.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Goil oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Goil synthetic oil.
Goil, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashwini Pankasa. Goil, good energy.